So welcome back to the channel, everybody. Welcome back to another new video. And sorry, it's been about a week and a half since I posted. We've been going through a lot, nothing majorly serious, just lots of life stuff. And one of the life things is my beautiful, amazing, spectacularly brilliant, straight A student daughter took her gorgeous hot pink Supra that we got her at Christmas and spoiled the daylights out of her because she's an amazing kid, and she decided to drive it directly into the back of my Lamborghini on the way to a car meet, and we had our first car accident. So the good news is that she hit me and not somebody else. So we're going to be, when I say we, I mean me, going to be writing a check to solve both of the problems. She was mortified, crying, and I grabbed her and I hugged her and I said, "Listen, honey, it's just a thing. It's just a thing. You're more important than the thing. I love you more than I love the thing. But I really freaking love that thing. And it's going to be really expensive to solve." But nonetheless, the accident was minor. No one was hurt. The most important thing, of course, following my Dodge incident, it's just, you know, par for the course. So nonetheless, we all learned our lesson. I was taking off at a light, a right-hand turn signal, and I decided to change my mind and stop. So I take part of the responsibility, and she was looking like she should have been at traffic and got me. But if you want to see the actual damage, go watch her video at Car Girl Kendall here on YouTube. I'll put a link in the description below, and she tells the story and she talks about her car. And go subscribe to her channel and help support her channel. And I mean, she's an amazing kid, and she's growing that little YouTube channel. She passed 1,000 subscribers. A lot of great things are happening, so thank you for your support. But no, I'm not going to be showing that Lamborghini here. I'm not going to talk about it because y'all hate the thing. So we're not going to talk about that. We're going to talk about Dodge, which is what you all love and want to talk about. And I am going to jump into something that I think all of us love to say, which is, "I told you so." If we don't say it because we're trying to be polite, we at least are thinking it so many times in our lives when something actually happens that we predicted, and where people maybe didn't believe us when we were saying that thing. And I will tell you, the last maybe 10 videos I've done have been trying to help all of you and our community of Dodge owners and Dodge lovers to save money on these Chargers and Challengers, especially these last call vehicles, these Hellcats and these Scat Packs, because the markups have been astronomically insane. And to an extent, I talked about this on my last video, that I believe the dealers to an extent are, you know, why wouldn't they take advantage of this if we're willing to show up and pay it? And whose fault is it? I took some heat off of actual Dodge because there's nothing they can do. Some of you beat me up in the comments about that, but I'm just dealing with facts and reality. I will blast anybody who I believe is wrong and doing wrong by their customers. And I believe in this situation, the markups have just gotten crazy. And at this point, what I shared with you all probably 10 times in my last 10, 15 videos has been that the dealers will do anything that they can to drag this out. They will do anything they can to continue to enable themselves to do big markups. And part of the reason, one of the dealers told me, was because the margins were thinned by Dodge. Well, if that's the case, then this is, you know, maybe one of the only ways they can make any money. I don't know what the actual facts are behind the scenes when it comes to that, but I will tell you, I don't like a $15,000 markup. If the dealers used to make $5,000 or $8,000 on a car, now they're trying to make $25,000 to $50,000 on a car, and they're doing it because, heck, we're paying it. When I say we, I mean you. Hopefully not you. Hopefully it's somebody else doing it. But I have been also blasted for calling these people dummies, because I guess in this day and age, we're not allowed to hurt anybody's feelings. We can't do that because hurt feelings damage people long term. Well, if that's the case, my relationship with my father growing up, I should be completely disabled right now, and I'm not. I'm stronger and tougher. So if I called you a dummy because you paid a giant markup, just know I hold that opinion about you, and it doesn't mean that I don't like you. I wouldn't have a beer with you and hang out and talk, because frankly, I believe maybe I can help you but not make that same mistake again. But here's where I'm going is, I told you all months ago, I said, cancel your orders. Don't pay the markups. Don't commit to the markups. Don't do non-refundable deposits, because there is going to be a recession. There is going to be a drop in prices. There is going to be a stronger supply of these cars out there that you can get your hands on and negotiate better prices. markups will have to come down because people are going to cancel their orders and standing inventory will be sitting on the lot, and the dealers are going to need to move that stuff. Also, I said that dealers are going to put in their own orders to get their standing inventory in their dealership, in their hands, to make sure their cars actually get built so they have something to sell. So the longer we wait, the more inventory comes in the market, the more people realize that with these higher interest rates that they can't afford a $1,600 or $1,700 or $1,800 car payment, and they're certainly, after putting $20,000 or $30,000 or $40,000 down, that only covers the dealer markup, they're going to have payments upwards of $1,500 to $2,000 on a Dodge Challenger or Charger Hellcat, which is astonishing, and I don't think these people are thinking this through. The other issue was their trade-ins are going to be worth less. That's just impossible for that not to happen with so many people who are actually going through with their purchases on the 2023s, getting rid of their 2021s and 2022s to get that 23, meaning there's now a higher supply of used Hellcats on the market and Scat Packs on the market that you can go choose from. So no matter how we cut it, due to this economy and all the pressures that exist, we're going to see prices soften, and you're going to have an opportunity to get one of these cars at a better price. Do I still think there's a slight chance I'm wrong? Maybe a slight chance, but a great YouTuber by the name of F-Spot, and I'll put a link in the description below to go to his channel. The gentleman's name is Gordon. I've met him several times. I see him here in Southern California all the time. Great channel, very entertaining content, and just a sharp young guy out there filming, and he finds these parking lots in LA, and he found one recently. I'm going to show you just a couple clips, maybe a minute of his video, where he found all these cars sitting in the back lots. And I said this months ago. I said, is it possible? I wasn't going to accuse anybody, but is it possible that some of these dealers aren't putting all their cars out on the front lot right now? Is it possible they're leaving them in the back or up on the roof parking structure or blocks away or miles away or in giant storage facilities or somewhere else? That way they can play the "this is the only one for sale" dance. Are they colluding with each other to ensure that there isn't one dealer with 50 of these things on their lot and one dealer with only one? I don't know. I hate to make those accusations, but based on this video that F-Spot put up just, I think it was yesterday, I was screaming at the TV going, I knew this. I knew it. A good friend of mine just bought a new Jeep, and yes, he paid a markup, and yes, it was a wrestling match because they felt, and they told him, and they convinced him that there's just none out there. There's just not very many of these things out there. Well, he believed it, and frankly, maybe his was a rarer car, but as you'll see in this video, there's so many of these things out there that are sitting on lots. Now, this is shocking when you see this, so let's go ahead and just get right into this video and play F-Spot's clip. I think you'll be blown away.
In 2023, the new and used car market is much different. Interest rates are up, repos are up, there's a downturn in the economy, the free money has stopped flowing, and of course, the supply logistic issues with a lot of these cars no longer exist. And essentially what's happening is these dealerships, or at least this particular dealership, is storing excess inventory, hiding it, and of course still charging markups, which is absolutely crazy.
That being said, let's check out some of the cars here.
Total MSRP is $71,090 on top of the $61,000 for the base MSRP. So not only did the baseline of the prices increase, we're still adding all these crazy markups, and all this excess inventory has been sat.
Look at all those Jeeps. When he pans around, look at all those Jeeps.
So difficult to
and now looks downstairs. There's even more downstairs. But what about the Dodge Chargers and the Challengers? We'll check this out. This is a remote lot, not at the dealership. This is where they store their cars before they bring them to the lot. Now, keep in mind, these cars already have stickers on the window. They already have the markup stickers. They're ready to go to the lot. There's no reason. These aren't pre-PDI'd cars. There's no reason these cars can't be on the showroom floor or on the dealership lot right now. None.
But we're currently going down a couple levels here, and just to give you the scale of how many cars there are here, I counted how many Dodge Challengers and Chargers of every variant there were in these 2 or 3 levels. I think I counted over 100 or 112. So that being said, this is crazy. Look at this.
Let's see what kind of markup we got.
Scat
A
Pack.
$15,000 markup.
What is the story? What is going on over here?
You got the $61,000 MSRP, and you got $10,000 of additional markup, plus the $4,000 in options. Looking at $75,775
$75,000 for
on a
Scat Pack.
$61,000 MSRP.
That's bananas, dude. Get out of here. Check this out. There's so many cars just collecting dust.
$15,000 in markup for this Scat Pack as well.
So what do you think about that? I mean, go watch his video. Now, his video's like 10 minutes long, and he walks around this whole lot showing the SUVs, the Grand Cherokees, all these that are massively marked up and priced to the moon, lined up like an ocean of SUVs in this lot. He also travels to other makers, other dealers' car lots, and finds similar stories. So, am I accusing them directly? I mean, look, maybe there's a reason they're doing this that's not to gouge us. I'm sorry. I can't help but to think and just call it like it is. If there's that many, there's 125 Dodge Chargers and Challengers all underneath the parking structure that should be out on a lot, and SXTs are going for $44,000 and GTs are going for $50,000, and there's lines of them down in that parking structure, then why are there markups? Why aren't these cars gone? Well, that leads me to talking about the existing inventory that's out there. So currently on DodgeGarage.com, there's still over 3,000 Hellcats between the Chargers, the Challengers, the wide body, the narrow body, that are still unordered. And those numbers are still kind of just trailing there at this point. But now let's go and check out, and let me just pull this up real quick and show you what you all can find. You don't need me to show you this stuff, but this is, I just did a search nationwide for any year up to 2024, 2023, 2024, obviously there's only 2023s, Challengers, Chargers, and Hellcats, any variant. And once we get past the ad cars, there's 1,258 results. Now, here's what happens when you go through here. There's a whole bunch without pictures. Now, that would lead us to believe that maybe these aren't real cars. If you click on these, you will find that there are VIN numbers attached to these cars. These are real cars at the dealership with just no photos yet, or they're very close to being at the dealership. These cars have not been sold yet, but I thought every car that was on Dodge Garage was being taken up by all these people who were lined up to buy these cars and driving these prices to the moon. If that's the case, why did these dealers have to order early on? For these cars to be showing up at the dealership now, why did the dealers have to order these cars early on for standing inventory if they had a line of people taking up their allocations? Remember, every dealership only got a certain amount of allocations. So if they only got, let's say, 5 or 10 allocations, why weren't they all taken up with people camped out in tents out in front of their store to put their orders in $25,000 to $50,000 over for Hellcats? There's a ton of these. Now, are these marked up? Absolutely. Every one of them is marked up to the moon still. But look there's 1,300 of them. This is just what shows up on AutoTrader. This isn't what's not on AutoTrader or what is sitting at dealership floors right now, or they have yet to have put out on the internet for sale because they're sitting in parking structures and they don't want us to know about them. But I will tell you that at some point, and we can go through page after page after page, but at some point, they're going to need to move these cars. And the only way to move these cars in the middle of what I believe to be a recession right now, they're going to need to write those prices. And writing those prices means first step to writing the prices is reduce the markups. Well, we'll see that. We're already seeing them becoming very negotiable on the markups now. So if they're asking $25,000 markup, they're likely, especially if it's a standing inventory car, to come off of that. So keep shopping, call more than one dealership. But based on what F-Spot showed us, and based on what's online, based on these, I called on a few of these, they're definitely available. Are the dealers still acting cocky? Absolutely, they're acting cocky. They think they've got the hottest thing in the world, but I find tons of dealerships with these things. So pages of these cars, definitely not all of them are marked up. So you just got to do your research. You got to make the calls, and you've got to put the legwork in to save the money. But like I tell everybody who asks me what I think they should do, and I'm getting those messages all the time on Instagram, What should we do? What should I do? I found this car. It's only 5,000 over. What should I do? I'm going to keep telling you all the same exact thing. Wait. Be patient. And I'm not telling you this because I'm hoping to be able to slip in and get my own allocation. I'm going to let you into a little secret. And I'm not going to tell you anything more than this. I got my car. I got my allocation. Now, until that sucker is here in my driveway, I am not going to tell you what it is. I'm not going to tell you anything until I feel absolutely 100% secure that that thing is here. But I will tell you, so far, I got my allocation. I got a car. And I will share with you all what it is as soon as I'm confident that I'm not going to have to walk back what I share with you. And only because there's so many X factors out there, including Dodge's ability to deliver on all of their cars and build them, actually. So I think you'll all be very impressed and shocked and blown away. But I literally practiced what I preached, and I'm not paying any markups, and I'm going to get a ridiculously spectacular car. And I will share more about that with you later on another video. So I'll end this video with this, folks. Please take your time, take a breath. Don't get caught up in a FOMO. There's plenty of cars out there. According to FSpot, there's tons hiding in parking garages all over the country right now, showing up and not being sold with markup stickers on them, prepared to just drive them over the lot each time they sell the one that they tell somebody that it's the last and only one. Now, some dealers are being completely honest, and it is the only one they have, but it's not the only one out there. And considering that I believed, and many of you believed, that every order that went in back in November and December and January and February, you were lucky to get that thing because they were all going to be taken up. What was really happening is either all these 2023s that are showing up are people who backed out, or these are cars that were never ordered, and they were ordered by the dealership to get them built, to make sure that they get their cars, and they didn't end up too late in the year. And I think we're going to see even more and more of that. I think every dealer is going to get their orders in over this next month just to make sure that they don't get behind the power curve and not have these cars get delivered, and you will be able to get better deals. That's what I believe. I will keep coming back and telling you I told you so as long as I'm right. And if at some point I'm completely wrong, I will get back on this video and say, wrong, I'm sorry. But so far, I think everything I've been saying is coming true. So stay tuned, everybody. Lots more great stuff to come. Got some great video content I'm bringing you really soon. Go check out my daughter's channel and take a look at the damage. Thank goodness it was minor. We're going to come out of it great. She learned a lesson, and, you know, it is what it is. But with that, appreciate you all. Please like, subscribe, comment, be respectful, stay motivated, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye-bye.